So I started medicine in '98. It's 21 years and this is my second month as a consultant, so 21-year journey to be a surgeon. Prior to that, I've always been working in public hospitals as part of a surgical unit, and you've always had unit patients, but now I've started in private in addition to working in a public hospital. You know, you've got your own patient cohort. Well, it was about 10 years ago, and I was early on in my surgical training. So I was just a junior doctor, and I was working for a vascular surgeon at the time. And you know, I mentioned to him while we were operating together that I was looking to buy a house, and he knew the situation I was in as a junior doctor, and I was about to undertake a research pathway, so I wasn't going to have a lot of income. So he sort of understood the difficulties that I would be facing, and he recommended Penny, who he already had a business relationship with.
It was great. We had just had our first child, and she made it really easy by coming to our house. In fact, I think she came to our house several times throughout that whole process. She certainly had specialised in working with people in the medical profession before, so she could appreciate where the trajectory that perhaps we were on, but where we were and what the limitations were at that stage in our career.
At the time, I had approached numerous banks and was basically being laughed out of the bank by the bank managers at the time, basically saying, yeah, come to us in sort of 10 years time when you're fully qualified, and then we'll relook at it. You know, Penny was great. She took away all the difficulties associated with dealing with the bank, so that really enabled us to buy our first house.
It was such a positive experience that we've decided to use Penny again to help us finance for another loan.
I recently gave her almost the impossible task of trying to sort of look at my financial position and try and get finance approval for our dream house, which just came on the market. We weren't even looking, and she had less than a week to go to the bank with less than a month's worth of private income, and yeah, she managed to convince the banks to give us approval. So yeah, she did an amazing job in that regard.